Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today we're going to talk about Coinbase that came onto the stock market yesterday. Now, I wasn't going to talk about this stock, but I think it's just got that crazy that I have to talk about it. I had a million questions about Coinbase, what my thoughts are, if I'm buying Coinbase, and originally I was like, you know what, there's so many more people better to speak about this than myself because, you know me, I like my stocks, I like my individual stocks, and Coinbase is, obviously it's a stock, but what the industry it's in is in crypto. And I thought, you know what, crypto is not something that I normally go into, and there's so many more people that cover it and have much more knowledge in this space than me. But it's just got that crazy that I thought, you know what, and I had so many questions about it. I was like, let's talk about it. I'm going to try and give my best opinion on this company and where I see it going in the future. So hopefully you enjoy the video. If you could smash the like button if you are new, make sure you subscribe as well. That'd be absolutely amazing. If you do want to join my Patreon, last night we did a private live stream where we talked about a company called Stitch Fix, and we went into some detail about that one, and also a Q&A, and it was 50 minutes long. So that's the sort of stuff you get on the Patreon if you do want to join that. Link is in the description, and if you do also want to start buying some shares, there's a link to some brokers in the description as well. But getting back onto going back onto Coin, oh that's not Coinbase. That's another amazing UK company that's going up absolutely crazy at the moment. Let's skip past that. Going back to Coinbase, and hey, look at this Google getting a little bit. I've got to say as well on that one. Look at this. I was going to try show the actual video, but what kind of screenshot is this from StreamYard? Look at that. They could have chose a better screenshot than that. What's that about? But anyway, let's get back onto Coinbase. And look at this Google Finance charts looking absolutely fancy right now. But Coinbase, it came onto the stock market yesterday, came through a direct listing rather than an IPO. So IPO, basically you go to Morgan Stanley or someone like that, Goldman Sachs or something, and you go, look, take us public, make sure our shares do really well, make sure they go up in value, and we'll pay you for it. Whereas direct listing is more, they just do it themselves, they don't have to pay someone, and it's a cheaper option. So Coinbase went for the cheaper option, went on direct listing. It's getting a bit popular at the moment. Whereas an IPO, obviously they pay someone to go, look, this company's absolutely amazing, make sure you buy it. And they go around to all the clients, go, look, this company's absolutely amazing, we promise it'll go up in value. It's not that they've just paid us $3 billion to promote the company. That's a little difference there. There's a few things that surprise you that still go on in the stock market. But yeah, Coinbase, I don't blame them for going through a direct listing. I don't think really they need the publicity to help them. It's definitely a hot thing at the moment and a well-known company. So I don't blame them for going through a direct listing and keeping more cash in their own back pocket. But yeah, I think the stock actually came onto the stock market at $250. And for me, I'm always like, if you're going to get involved in an IPO, you have to be right at where the stock is coming on to the stock market at. Still, IPOs, as they always say, they're always known as being incredibly overpriced. Or it's probably overpriced, should I say. That's always the same with IPOs. And yeah, it opened up really high. Google saying here that it came on at 386, and then it went up to $424, and bang, the stock went down in the end about 23% from there. And for me, IPOs, if I don't like to get too involved in IPOs just because it's so volatile, and sometimes you can be left as a bag holder. Some poor folk here, saw it at $420 and went, yeah, I think that's a good price, I'm going to go buy it, it's going to carry on going up. And someone bought in right at the top, and now it's sunk right down. Now by the time this video fully goes out, it will have opened up. It's up in pre-market 11%, and this is me from the future also saying this is the point where I should have mentioned the reason why this stock is probably up in pre-market is that it's come out that Cathie Woods has also started buying some shares in this company with ARK Invest. I even had the tab open in the video, but I forgot to mention it. So yeah, that was me coming in just to mention that because I forgot to do it in the video, but we'll just pop back to the video now. I'm sure there'll be a few more crazy days while the stock's up and down before it kind of levels out. There's always going to be a lot of volatility with these sort of companies that come into the stock market, but this is just generally why I don't like to buy the new hot thing on the stock market. With IPOs, I love to wait a couple of months for it to calm down, hopefully pick it up on a little bit of a dip as well. And yeah, this is the reason why I just don't get involved in it, because if you're the last one to the party and you're picking it up at $420 and then it just sinks down, you're like, oh my goodness, I'm just down absolutely huge in an hour. How are you going to tell your wife that you just spent your house deposit on a stock and you're down 25% now? And fair play, some people might actually bought in there, they might hold it, and next few days we might even see it go higher. But it's just generally the reason why is I just don't want to be a bag holder at 425 and it sinks down, and that's generally why I don't tend to get involved in these too much, and I just sit on the sidelines, wait a few months, wait for all this to go out, and if there's a company left at a cheap price, then I'll come in. But yeah, that's generally why I just don't don't get into a lot of these you know, really hot stocks at the time, because you can easily be the last one at the party and you look a bit of an idiot, you know. So that's where I'm at with that one. But yeah, it is up 11% in pre-market. We'll see. I'm sure it'll be another crazy day for it right now. But basically, if you don't know, Coinbase is a place where you can buy and sell cryptocurrency. So obviously, I think when they first started, I remember when they first started, I think they were mostly featured with like Bitcoin. They've expanded to a lot more now that they offer. And it's really interesting where Coinbase goes, because obviously crypto at the moment is a hot topic. It's also been it's had a very good year, obviously last year as well, and that's obviously helped Coinbase. And really, the company is dependent, in my opinion, on cryptocurrency. Obviously, because it buys and sells it. But you know, if crypto's hot, then this company will carry on doing well. And it's a bit more like, you have to go down to the opinion: is crypto going? Is it a little trend? Is it going to be like a 2017 where it falls off the cliff again, or is crypto here where it stays the hot thing for many years to come? And that's what Coinbase comes down to, and that's what, in my opinion, it relies on. If crypto still stays in demand, this company is going to do very well. If crypto dies off like 2017, it's going to be a bit ugly for the company. And also, I think a bit of thing come down to Coinbase is like, are they going to stay in this crypto space, or are they going to expand? Because, you know, if Coinbase then go offer, you know, stocks, you know, that's a good expansion. But as well, you know, if they go to other things as well, you know, they could go to offering, you know, payment transfers, or moving into more finance products. It'd be very interesting to see where it goes. I think a really good thing for Coinbase, and what would really benefit from shareholders, if they diverse their products now, rather than saying it's staying into crypto, and that could be a massive game changer for them. But for me, Coinbase at the moment, it simply goes down to that. You have to decide, is crypto going to be hot for the next, you know, 12 months, 24 months, or is crypto going to die off, you know? And if crypto dies off, then I think, you know, Coinbase will struggle. And I actually had a look into the numbers here of what they were doing. So if we go on revenue, you can see here the revenue from 2016, 16 million, all the way up to 2019, which is 483 million. And then they went on to 2020 doing 1.1 billion in revenue, and then in Q1 they've gone and done 1.8 billion in revenue. So this company's growing absolutely huge. The revenue growth on this one is absolutely insane. And like I said, for me, you know, when you look at the Bitcoin price, you can see, you know, obviously it isn't as reliant on Bitcoin at the moment, but you know, this is one of the main things. You know, you can see the crypto boom, and it just is the same as right now as the revenue shooting up. You know, they relate to each other, and it's no coincidence. You know, it relies on the crypto boom going on, and you've got to kind of think, right, where's crypto at? Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? And that's the future for it. You see, as it carries on going up, you know, it's just getting more. The revenue is going up more and more and more up, and them revenue numbers are so impressive, so impressive. And what's even more impressive is the profit side. I mean, look at that Q1 profit, 765 million. That is crazy amounts of profit. And the thing is like, I actually, when you actually run the numbers on this one, because I think when it closed, it eventually closed at like, I don't know if it'll actually say it on here, but it closed at like an 85 billion company. I don't think it actually says it on Google Charts here, unless I'm totally missing it. 85 billion. And when you actually start running these numbers on it, if you actually start running like if they can do that Q1 profit through all the quarters here, the forward P is actually pretty cheap on it. And you actually start running, well, if they could carry on doing the revenue side of it, so if they do the profit side of it, it's quite a cheap forward P. I think it's something like the 30. And if you run the price sales ratio, if they carry on doing that sort of price revenue, the price sales ratio is like 11, which is really cheap for a company that's growing this fast. So that's the big question. And like I say here, you can see 50% of Coinbase revenue in 2017 came during December when the price of Bitcoin rose. And you can see here, this is how much, you know, you rely on the crypto demand. You know, 2017 you see that boom up, but then you look at 2018 and you see the decrease, and it's you can see, you know, Bitcoin, you can see they dipped, and that's why the revenue dipped. And it's not as reliant on just Bitcoin now, but the whole crypto space. The whole crypto space. That's the $1 million question with this company. Is basically you've got to guess where you think. I mean, I hope they diversify. I hope they go more than just buying and selling crypto. I hope they go into stocks and more finance products. You would hope so, and that will give it a bigger moat. But realistically, you've got to look at this company, and then you can see, like, if they keep increasing this revenue, and you think the crypto space is going to be strong, the valuation is actually cheap on this company. And when you're in the profit as well, if you think that they could carry on putting in these growth numbers, Coinbase's valuation is actually not too bad. But the counter argument is, where do you see crypto going? If you see crypto going down or slowing down in the next 12, 24 months, then you got to question, well, is the stock going to perform? Is the valuation now as good? And that's the $1 million question with this one. Is such a hard business to kind of go, I think it's a good company that's worth buying at cheap valuations, or it's overvalued, because we're actually in the unknown. It's very hard to predict. But that's just the $1 million question with this one. If you think they can put in this growth still, and crypto will carry on at the rate it's at, for me, if that's what you think, then this is a buy, because the valuation's so cheap if they carry on this growth numbers. But the counter argument is that crypto is going to slow down, and if you think it's going to slow down, then you think this is a company that's overvalued. And this is why I kind of didn't want to cover the company, because for me, I'm not a guy that sits on the fence. If you give me a company, I will say if it's a buy, if it's a sell. And I'll be honest, the whole reason I think I have the following that I have is not just because I don't think, I'm not a guy that does amazing videos, but just because I just try and give my honest opinion on things and where I see it going. And I think that's the main benefit of my channel, is that it's an honest channel where I won't pump and dump, I won't go for views, I'll just say it how it is. And I don't think, when you look at my videos compared to other channels' videos, is that, I think they put like really good videos out, better visuals, they can tell a story better than what I could tell a story. But I think most of my core audience come to me because I'll just like go, this is why I think it's going to go up, and this is what I don't like about the company, and everything like that. And this is why I didn't want to cover the company, because when you ask me for my honest opinion, I can't really give an honest opinion on it, because I have no idea what this company is going to do. I have no idea if the crypto space will be going up in the next few years or going down in the next few years. And that's why I just generally don't buy crypto, because for me it's the bit of the unknown area, and I just thought, what, I make enough money on the stocks that I don't need to go into crypto. And that's why I've always gone, that's why I'm just staying away from it, because I don't have to have my fingers in that many pies. Stick to what you know, buy it, make it, buy it, sell it, make money. And I look at Coinbase, and this is a bit more into a stock, and I can run these numbers for you guys, and I can say, look, if it carries on going how it's going, this is a crazy cheap valuation. But the problem is, if their revenue income totally dries off, then they're going to be stuffed. And that's the thing, is like, I can't tell you exactly where I think the business is going to go overall, and that's the $1 million question with this one. So yeah, like normally when I do these stock reviews, I go, right, this is actually a cheap company, which it is if it carries on the growth, but I don't know if the growth's going to carry on. So for me, looking at this company, it's such a tricky one, because I generally can't give you if it's a buy or a sell. I just sit on the fence on this one, which I don't normally going to do. I mean, if you're going to force me, look, listen, if you're going to force me, and if you wanted me to give you an answer, in my opinion, I won't buy it, just because it's an IPO. Give it 6 more months, wait for the share price to calm down, and then if it's had a 30% dip since its IPO, crypto's still booming, I would go buy it then. Personally, that's what I would say, in my opinion. And then that gives you kind of, is 6 months, if crypto's still going crazy, and gives you a bit more confidence, and rather it's just not a little fad that's going on. And also then it gives you a little bit more of a calmer stock with less volatility. and you don't get you're not a bag holder at $420, whatever it is. Personally, that's what I would say. But like I say, I don't want to be, I don't want to be held to that, because if crypto carries on booming, and you just have to look at that 2020, they put the revenue basically in the first quarter of 2021, which they did in 2020. If they carry on that sort of growth, the stock price isn't going to stay down here much longer. This stock's going to be going. You'd be talking nearly $1,000 a share for this company if it carries on that sort of growth. And that's the really tricky thing about it. But personally, that's what I would say about it. But it's one that I am not getting involved in. I will enjoy watching this from the sidelines. And like I said, I had to make a video on it because it's just been absolutely mental the last few days anyway, watching it. So anyway, that's my opinion on it. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did buy the IPO. Let me know if you are bullish on Coinbase. Let me know if you're bearish on Coinbase. Let me know your opinions. I would love to hear what you guys are thinking about this one. It's definitely one that I feel like is going to split opinions, and I also feel like it will be one that catches the headlines a little bit over the next few months as well. But definitely one of the most interesting IPOs or direct listings that we've had for a very long time, and it'll be very interesting to see where this one goes. It is probably going to have a crazy few months, or it's going to have a very disappointing few months. We'll see what happens, but I'll be really interested to know what you guys think on this one. If you're buying, selling, bullish or bearish, let me know in the comments. But I hope you enjoyed the video anyway. If you could smash the like button, if you're new, subscribe, that'd be absolutely amazing. I will try to do a video on skills tomorrow, as long as nothing crazy happens in the stock market, which is always a possibility, like Coinbase. But we'll try to do that tomorrow anyway, guys. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.